Jesus. Korabasuri de manye. Shedemona siya. Shedi de mosaya da mano oramaya da masiya. So I see the Lord pouring fresh oil on you now. Shedi da mano saya. The Spirit of the Lord says that although you're 28, you're much older. You're much older. For the wisdom that God has poured in you, what He's poured in you supersedes your age that you are now. And He says not only that, but your experiences, the things that you've gone through. It's like you're carrying the weight of an older woman, like in their 40s. That's what I was like. It's like a presence around you that's a much older woman. But the Spirit of the Lord says that He says that some of your youth, He says, has been snatched from you because of things that you had to do before time. Like you had to be a mother before time. You know that. I know that not by the Spirit of the Lord, but I know that by your experiences. But what I do know by the Spirit of the Lord is that He's going to restore to you. So it's like, if you could just turn around. So, and that's what I see the Lord doing. It's like a total turnaround. You don't have to keep turning, but it's like a total 360. I know that there's only us here right now, but the Spirit of the Lord is kind of like a divine setup. Because the Lord says He wants to make you over. And even those things, that time that was lost because of having to step out in areas before time or early in life, He's going to restore that. And even bad memories from the past, the Lord said He's going to go deep down inside of you. He's going to begin to erase those things. Because a lot of times what happens is when we go through stuff in life, although it might not be at our surface mind, it's suppressed in our subconscious. And we begin to operate and make decisions out of that which is in us from our childhood. So the Lord said He's going to restore that time that was lost. Those years that were lost because of growing up too fast, because of taking on too much responsibility. And He says now is a time where He's going to do a total 360 in your life. And He says that even the burdens that you've been carrying, He says He's going to begin to lift those burdens. For you will no longer define yourself by the mistakes or with things that have happened in your past. For I see the Lord literally closing the door to your past and bringing you into the new. For He says He has need of you. For He says that there's something in your belly. There's a word in your belly that He's still cultivating. I see Him like a farmer. It's like they go in and they begin to cultivate the soil and they begin to take up and they begin to plant and they begin to take up and they begin to plant. So the Lord says there's some things that He's taken up and there's some things that He's going to plant in you. And He says if you remain consistent, He says there's great rewards in you. Because I see even single mothers, and although you've never been a single mother, you've operated in that capacity before. I see young women, and even teenagers, but the Lord says that there's even signs and wonders. The sit of your ministry is not just ministering to people, but He says that there's a glory that He's going to bring you into. And the Spirit of the Lord says that He will use you in signs and wonders. And there's a great gift of revelation that He's going to bestow upon you. He says there's revelation, even in your dreams, there are things that He's going to give those dreams back to you. Before a thing happens, He says you're going to see it. And you think you're crazy now, and they're really going to start thinking, this is why you need your own place, because they're not going to understand what God is about to do in your life in this season. Because He says He's going to begin to speak to you in the midnight hour. And there's going to be a time where He's going to begin to wake you up. And He says He's waking you up because He wants to sup with you. It's like, you know how there's a table and oftentimes when people go out, there's like, they have wine and all of this. It's like I see a table in the spirit, right? And so the Lord wants this intimate time with just you and Him. He wants to dine with you. And so there's a place of intimacy. And I see in this realm of the spirit, that there's a spirit of arrested development. And what that means is that there was a place in your emotions that you were not allowed to fully mature in. It was like, okay, because of stuff that has happened, it's like you were stunted. But the Lord says, even that, He's going to begin to heal. He's going to begin to heal. And all the mistakes, He says He's washing them away. Today is a new day. It's a new day right now. I don't know if you feel the newness, but He says today, right now where you stand, it's a new day. He says there's an urgency for you to take your place, because He says there's a call and there's an assignment upon your life. He says there's a great work. There's a great work. And even in businesses, there's some business things that He's poured into you, some ideas. He said He's going to begin to breathe on your vision. He's going to speak life. He's going to begin to bring life into those things. And He's even going to begin to add more to it, because He gave you have a piece of it, but you don't have the full of how to go about doing it. But He said He's going to begin to pour into it as you come into intimacy with Him. For He says, even in your mother womb have I called you. He says, I have called you to be a prophet even into the nations. And here, even I hear the Spirit of the Lord, and I don't know your financial situation, but He says that there's some debts that you want to pay off. I don't know anything about these debts, but He says even He's going to provide resources or put you in a place where you can pay off your debts. He says, if you, by this time next year, I just see such an awesome woman of God that will birth out. I see a spiritual blooming, like you're blooming. For there was like a little sprout or a little bud before, but now I see it blooming into a beautiful rose. He said, if you stay consistent, there's so many rewards. There's so many things that He has for you. Hallelujah, God, we glorify You. And I just want to pray for you.